And now we're set to go. There's the referee, Bob Myers at center ice, and this crucial game is underway. This is Lindgren for Vancouver. Up to center ice, it's cleared in by Gradine. It's Blythe and Fraser on the wings with Thomas Gradine of the Canucks. And he's been a sparkling light for the West Coast team. Vancouver and Philadelphia, a game each in this best of three, so this is it tonight. Don't have to repeat that for you. You all know it. Now the Flyers move it into the Vancouver zone, and we're getting penalties right away. Bob Myers, with just 28 seconds gone of this first period, is handing out two minor penalties. There's Kelly going off for Philadelphia and Lindgren for Vancouver.
Well, that's certainly what we expected, and you can see the tie-up here behind the net. Both Kelly and Lindgren right there, get their elbows, their sticks, everything up. And the key here for Bob Myers is to get control of the game right off the bat. Don't let it get out of control.
And you know, Gary, this just presents more offensive opportunities with so much room out there now.
Absolutely. And you know, anytime you have Clark and Barber or Clark and Leach in this situation, they are so dangerous. Not only when each team plays a man short, but when the Flyers are a man short. Well, let's keep an eye on those two.
Clark has been great so far in this series. He's been by far and away the top Philadelphia Flyer. Vancouver, the teams are five aside. Game just underway. Clark kept it in with Leach. A shot right on that stopped by Bromley. He had the angle covered. And this is Martin sliding it ahead for Idleson. He shoots one in, it bounces at Robbie Moore, and he stopped it easily and threw it off to the corner. Watson for Daly. Here's Big Daly. He nearly got in trouble in front of his own net, but he knocked it down and then tipped it up where it's stopped by Mano. Mano slides it up to the Philadelphia line. Jimmy Watson stopped by Mano again. He moved it right back to the Philadelphia zone, and this is Leach, number 27. Out over his own line. Leach a pass. He nearly hit Bobby Clark, who was in behind everybody. Into the corner is Schneps. Schneps moving it out. We're getting another penalty, I believe, Bobby Clark. And maybe the goaltender, Bromley, will wait for a moment, but there are more penalties coming up now, and Bobby Clark is definitely going off.
Okay, here you're going to see Clark go behind the net. Bromley cuts him off there, and they retaliate with a little stick to Bromley's pads, but right away again, Myers is going to call them both off for, I believe, roughing. And now it's McClish who is very dangerous out there.
1:19 the time of these penalties. And the teams now are four aside. We talked a moment ago and they were five aside with so much room, and now look at it. Lots of it there now as you see Lever winding up to throw it in. Right on. Robbie Moore making no mistake, stopping that with a stick. DuPont's pass a little too far for McLeish. He can really fly though, and he couldn't catch up to this one. Back at the net, Kearns for Vancouver. Lost it on the far side. It comes to center, and this is DuPont. A pass over to McLeish, cutting in, going right in on goal. Can't get the shot away, though. He was tied up very effectively. Back for the Vancouver Canucks, led by Lever. He's up over the line and was stopped up the blue line. LaPointe just took it away from him. The Canucks changing as the play goes on. There's no score coming up to the 3-minute mark of the first period. Here's a pass for Barber. He's got a good shot. There it is. Didn't quite get it away properly. It's off the board, stopped up the line and out over it. LaPointe waits for Barber to come out. Now he goes in. Here's LaPointe moving around inside the Vancouver zone. Clark and Lindgren, or rather Kelly and Lindgren are back on. So they're five aside again. No score. Vancouver up to center. Lindgren was stopped. He comes back to his own line. Kelly after him. Now Mano having to watch Kelly. Kelly buzzing around in the center ice area after Odlifson, who's in over the line for Vancouver. Kelly took it away. Here he comes. A nice pass for Barber. Barber up over the line. Gets set. Philadelphia changing with a play going on. Watson scampers back, and he stops Settlebauer in time. Daly shoots it ahead for Barber. Barber tired now, and he goes down to the ice. He's been on for quite some time and was knocked down rather easily at the far side. 4 seconds left, and the penalty to Bobby Clark. He'll be back on. And Bromley's penalty, of course, the goaltender, that's been served. And they're at full strength again. There's Bromley tipping one aside. Martin just watching the pass go to his left. It was cleared out by Snaps to center. In for Gradine too far. Moore tossed the pass out. It goes to Al Hill to center. Coming down. Across the line. Hill going in with Linsman. Linsman on the boards. Tried to knock it in front and could not. They're coming up to the 4-minute mark. No score in this first period. Back of the net. It went by Dunlop. Cleared to the line again. Philadelphia keeping it in. Linsman got it back to Hill. He was put off stride. There's going to be a Vancouver penalty, an elbowing penalty to Vancouver. Linsman was sent flying in the corner.
Here you're going to see a wonderful chance by McClish as he cuts in from the off wing. But just loses his balance, taken out of the play there as you see Bromley sliding by the net. Good scoring chance.
And Bromley right there is looking rather steady in the early going of this hockey game. Robbie Moore has not really been tested, Gary.
Not yet. He's going to get a great opportunity to show what he's made of right here.
Good enough is off for elbowing. And Philadelphia with a man advantage. A pass back to Barber. There's a shot. Scores! Barber got the shot from just inside the blue line, and I think Bromley might have been screened. We'll get a better look at it when it comes up on the replay. But the goal is in 1-0 Philadelphia.
You know what Barber will do here? He'll get the pass from Leak's head for the center of the ice area, so he's got a good angle at Bromley. Now let's have another look to see if he was screened on that play. See the puck coming through. In fact, Clarkey may have deflected that one home.
It's 4:13 the time.
The time, 4 minutes, 13 seconds.
4:13, and it was Bill Barber. 1-0, Philadelphia. Just 7 seconds after the penalty started, Philadelphia on the power play goal. Leading now, 1-0. Vancouver starting back out. They don't get away. Clark knocked it down and then lost a chance to move it. Here come the Canucks, a play in on the wings by Kearns, and Robbie Moore was covered on the angle, and he decided to hang on to that one.
You know, Robbie looked a little shaky on that one. It was a shot from far out, and he had trouble handling it. And I think for Robbie, the key here is to get a couple of shots on him, get him into this game.
Well, that's right, Gary. It's been some time. We're coming up to the 5-minute mark, and that's really his first test. They've only had 2 official shots on the net.
Well, the crowd is certainly yelling about something. I wouldn't be surprised if
Mr. and Mrs. Ed Van Imp
one of my old timers
just arrived. That's right, and they recognized him right away. Ed Van Imp had some great games right here, Gary. But right now it's Vancouver and Philadelphia, a la 1979, and this is some kind of series, the 3rd game of a best of 3. Here's Dennis Kearns coming back in his own zone around the net. He stops. Will move it now for the Canucks, and a good pass he made up to center ice. The Canucks just shoot it in, and it's grabbed again by Moore. We might get a penalty here as Robbie Moore held it and did not put it back into play, and I think that's what's coming off. Philadelphia penalty coming up. This is Stanley Cup 79 from the Spectrum in Philadelphia. A penalty to the Philadelphia Flyers. Robbie Moore is off for, or rather got a penalty for delay of game. He held on to it, and of course, that's the new rule this year. You have to put it into play unless you're harassed. And according to the referee, Bob Myers, he should have put it into play. Here's good enough shot right on, and Moore stopped it. It's cleared back on the boards to the line and out across it to center ice. This is Snaps playing it off to the left side and getting it handed back. Now it comes to good enough. Back again for Snaps. Out across the line and Snaps to center for Gradine. Gradine comes to this side. Up over the line. He can stick handle along with Fraser to the corner. Fraser just couldn't get it back to Gradine. And it's cleared by Philadelphia down the ice. 1:25 left in the Philadelphia penalty. 1-0, the Flyers are leading. Good enough coming out for Vancouver. Again, handed back to him. Good enough across center. Up over the line he goes. He was stopped by Gorns, and it's whipped away and down the ice by Jim Watson. Bromley stopping it off to the right of the goal, and a minute left of the Philadelphia penalty. This is Snaps back there. A pass goes off on the left side. Barber tried to break it up and did, but Fraser carried on with it. Fraser cut in over the line, then had it knocked away, and Clark was away. Coming down with Barber catching up. Here's Clark into Barber. It's off the boards. Barber has it in the corner. Clark in to help him. And he's stopped, and they hold it. No further play with a face-off coming up in the Vancouver zone. There's DuPont, number 6 for Philadelphia, the penalty killer, and of course Bobby Clark, Barber, and Lapointe are the other penalty killers. 40 seconds left of the Philadelphia penalty. This is Lapointe from center. He'll shoot it in on the boards. There it goes. And around the net goes Kearns. For Vancouver into the corner for Mano. Mano nearly lost it. But the Canucks bring it out. Odlefson coming down with Pitt Martin, shooting it in wide to the Philadelphia net. And it's Lapointe back with Bobby Clark. Clark's pass to Barber, a good one again at center. Here's Barber, one man back. Barber nearly got in, lifted a high backhander up off the glass. Nearing the 7-minute mark of the first period, 1-0 Philadelphia. Now again, Kearns up over center. A backhand pass into Odlefson. Odlefson on a stiff angle, took the shot and more. Knocked it down, and right away he pounced on it. It's okay this time, and he gets a face-off.
You know, so far in the game, Bob, the Vancouver Canucks have certainly been the more aggressive team. They were throwing their weight around and really throwing a lot of good checks. Here's a good opportunity, and Robbie Moore has the angle cut off, hugs the post, makes the save. But, you know, he's looked shaky so far, Bob.
At 4:13 of this first period, Barber. A power play goal, his second of the series from Leach and McLeish. 1-0. Philadelphia. Face-off deep in the Flyers zone to the right of Robbie Moore. From the draw, it goes back to the net where Daly has it. Daly's pass up to the line. Here's Linsman rolling it into the right side. Cutting in is Holmgren. He centered it. And it goes to the side of them, and they step right in front. They're whack, and they score! Al Hill came out from behind the net with Linsman parked to the side, and together with Holmgren.
All right, here you're going to see Holmgren. Look at the strength he has. Shovels it across the net. Now you'll see Al Hill hang on to the puck. Nobody's watching him. Why not come right out in front? Rebound, little shift, and into the net. Great individual effort. Again, we're going to see that. You're going to see Kenny Linsman fighting off the other defenseman right in front of the net, which allowed him to go unmolested right in front.
So it's 2-0 Philadelphia. Blight for Vancouver. A long shot by Fraser is tipped away. And again, Blight will bring it back in. He's over the Philadelphia line, tossed it in front to Fraser. He's into the corner, and he put it on Daly's stick. Daly around the net, stopping back there for Philadelphia. Kelly winding up. He didn't get the pass and went all the way down the ice. And that'll be icing against the Philadelphia Flyers. And here, we're in the first period of this third game. Philadelphia with a 2-0 lead nearing the halfway mark of this first period. Tipped away and down the ice by Barber. Vancouver. That's Mano back of the net. He tries to get away. A pass comes out to Martin, and away they go to center ice, but Barber broke it up. Holmgren stopped it at the far side. Now the Canucks try to get it into the Philadelphia zone, and unable to. Holmgren fell, but got back up in time to clear it over the line to Barber. He took a shot, and falling in front of that was Lindgren. Another shot from a difficult angle went by in front of Bromley. Daly kept it in from the corner. The Flyers on top of Vancouver now. Holmgren still has possession with Barber. Barber chopped at it. And Mano for Vancouver made sure it stayed in the corner. Now he skates back out in front of the net on the boards. Philadelphia keeping it in, but finally the Canucks Odlison up to center ice. This is Settlebauer going in. He lost it, and Lindsman backhands it on the board. Settlebauer left it, and they cross signal. Settlebauer overskates it again, and the Flyers Barber down to the left side with Lindsman. Lindsman going in, thinking the shot. He's going right at it, and he slides it through the crease. There's Barber backhanding the puck in back of the net. Vancouver now having quite a bit of trouble with the Flyers, who have been just that, flying in this first period. And they're leading 2-0 with 10.5 minutes gone. Bob Kelly had the puck slide right through his skates. It went down the ice by Frank Bathe, who's on for his first chip on the Philadelphia defense. Richmond goes up over the line. Richmond stick handling in. Goes into a shot, and he missed the post on the short side by a foot. Blake, a pass to center, knocked down by Bathe. He fired it back in for Philadelphia, and the Canucks unable to get organized past center ice. Kelly had it hit him inside the line. Now coming out, Gradin goes to center with Blade on the wing. Oh, a hard shot, and Robbie Moore kicked out the left leg and made that save. The point for Bridgman. Here's Bridgman starting away down to Kelly, one man back. Kelly going in with Gorens. Gorens takes the pass, and the shot is blocked up the defense. Now Vancouver's Blake down to the wing. Fraser in with a long shot, and Moore grabbed that as he fell to his right knee. It's thrown out back of the net. There's no point going after it. They're nearing the 12-minute mark of the opening period. And it's McLeish going down. Up over the line, gets set. And the high shot off the glass to the left of Gary Bromley. 2-0, Philadelphia leading in this first period. And they're really going now. McLeish dumped it in on goal. Snaps goes back to the net for Vancouver in the corner for good enough. He was stopped by McLeish, who centered it. Clark couldn't get up to it. Leach took a shot. It went by Bromley to the far side again. Now Gassoff just rolled it to center ice. Odlison tried to carry in, or rather Fraser. It's in wide of the net. Fraser was then knocked down. There's going to be a Philadelphia penalty on that play. And now it's called. The 12-16 gone in the first period. Philadelphia leading 2-0. This is Stanley Cup 79.
This is a great opportunity for the Vancouver Canucks. It's almost imperative that they get on the board right now.
12-16, the time of the penalty to Bobby Clark. Face off to the right of the Philadelphia net, 2-0. Philadelphia leading the Vancouver Canucks. Mano took a shot that was blocked up the defense. It comes to the side of the big circle. Back to Kearns. He took a shot. It was tipped in front of the goal by Weaver. Rather, it was Gradin who tipped it up over the glass into the crowd.
This is number 7, Bill Barber, along with number 27, Reggie Leach. 12-16 is the time.
They've changed the Philadelphia first scoring play, Barber from Leach and Clark, that power play. Here's the pass coming right in front of the Philadelphia goal. It's cleared away. Gillies couldn't get a stick on it. Gillis was stopped, and it was moved back outside the line and down the ice. Kearns back in his own zone. Up to Lever. He tipped it over on the left side for Settlebauer. He was stopped, could not get anywhere. Across center goes Mano, dumped it into the Philadelphia zone. 1 minute and 10 seconds left in Clark's penalty. Kearns kept it in. Swinging around is Gillis with Lever back to Kearns again. Kearns over on the other side. There's going to be another Philadelphia penalty, I believe. The Canucks with a net empty and have an extra man on. Robbie Moore had to move quickly to tip one away. It's cleared on the boards back to the line. Here's Kearns closing in. Faked a shot to the side of the net, and Gillis had a chance to shoot it. Finally, Philadelphia picking it up, and the play is called. And now Daly is off. So the Vancouver Canucks, Gary, have an excellent opportunity to get this thing going.
Well, they have to get one here, Bob. There's no question.
A two-man advantage. The Canucks in control, good enough, along the blue line. Looking for the return pass. Kearns rolled it in front. Robbie Moore made a great save on Settlebauer. He was right in on top of the little goaltender. And the great save stopped in the backhander by Settlebauer. This is good enough, getting it back. Kept in by Gradin, and the Flyers lash it away down the ice. DuPont just swinging at it, and down to the other end it goes. Clark has 15 seconds left in his penalty. The Flyers have 2 players in the penalty box. And now it's Kearns up to center ice. Coming in over the line, Lever got the pass. Lever dropped it back for good enough. Over on the other side, back to good enough. There's a shot that's knocked down. Good enough again. Right in front, it goes to everybody. Clark, as you can see, is back on. And we're getting another Philadelphia penalty now. This is going to be LaPointe, I believe, who'll go off this time, just as Clark stepped back on. Live from the Spectrum in Philadelphia, the Stanley Cup playoffs. With 5:39 left in this first period, 2-0, Philadelphia leading, and again, Vancouver with a 2-man advantage. It comes back to the line, Kearns. Played it over to Sneps. Into the corner it goes at the rim of the circle. Sneps again up the blue line. Kearns, number 6, closing in. It goes to Fraser. He missed the far post, and that puck will come off the boards and go all the way back into the Vancouver zone. Vancouver, you have to say, almost have to get a goal now. Here's Otlifson through center ice. In goes Blight. He stopped. The brakes on. Comes over on this side to Fraser. Kearns just inside the line to Fraser. Fraser going in. The rebound. It went through more and then was stopped and cleared away. We're having a tough time getting it in. Kearns took the shot. It hit Bobby Clark. Kearns again to Fraser closing in. Back to the other side it goes. Sneps to Kearns. Into Fraser. Here's another shot and another penalty coming up. This is going to be interference. And I think this one is also against the Philadelphia Flyers. No, wait a minute. We'll check this. It could be Vancouver this time. It looks like it, yes. Otlifson is going off. We talked to the referee, Bob Myers, before this game if he'd clamp down, and you're seeing what happens. Listen to him.
No, I don't think so. As long as they want to play hockey, then I'll let them play hockey. If they don't want to play hockey, then I'll have to call penalties.
Referee Bob Myers, right on, and apparently he feels they're not playing hockey, right, Gary?
Well, I'll tell you, we've had our share of them tonight, and you know, what an opportunity for the Vancouver Canucks there, and they let it slip by. You know, you should never take a penalty in the offensive zone when you got a 2-minute advantage.
Well, there's Otlifson, and he did. So he's off at 15-14. Cross-checking penalty against Otlifson. But Vancouver still has the man advantage. And 1 minute and 7 seconds left in LaPointe's penalty. And Daly gets ready to step back on. This is Mano dropping it back. Sneps comes in from the line. Good enough. And a great save by Robbie Moore as he went down and made the stick save. Daly out of the penalty box, going down with Clark, 1 man back. Here's Clark going in, shooting. And that's stopped by Bromley on the short side. They hold it on the boards behind the Vancouver goal. A whistle goes, and there'll be a face-off in the Canuck zone to the right of Gary Bromley. They've credited Bobby Clark with the first goal for Philadelphia tonight from Barber and Leach at 4:13. It was Clark. Daly couldn't come up with it. Clark does, though, on the center ice area. He tried to pass it in for Barber. It didn't work. Lever had stopped it. Leach goes in to watch the Canucks shoot it down the ice. Otlifson has 30 seconds left in his penalty. So Philadelphia with a man advantage. And there's Wilson, number 3, his very first turn in this game. Out with Daly. Daly's pass hit a stick, but Clark had it at the line. Then it was knocked away by Kearns all the way down the ice. 15 seconds left in the Vancouver penalty. Wilson back to the net, starting out on the right side. Daly comes over the line and at center. Daly played it in for Clark, and again Kearns broke it up, and he sends the Flyers back into their own zone. The penalty is over. Otlifson is back on, and the teams are now at full strength. 2-0, Philadelphia leading with 2:35 left in the opening period. Here's Blight, starting from his own line to center ice. Play goes up over the line to Gillis. Gillis broke in on goal. They score. Gradine got the pass in front from Gillis, and it's in behind Robbie Moore and Vancouver Canucks. 4 onto the ice to congratulate Gillis and Gradine. 17:34 of this first period. So it's 2-1.
Just a super play, and Here you're going to see Gillis come down the ice. Somehow eludes both players. Gradine right in front of the net puts it home. Just a great individual effort. And did they ever need this to get them going?
That's number 4 for Thomas Gradine of the series. There he is. What a smoothie he is.
Oh, absolutely. Put that shift on Robbie Moore and put it right through his legs.
So a new life for the Vancouver Canucks. It's 2-1 now with 2:20 left in this period. It's cleared into the right of the Philadelphia net. Lapointe takes it. Lapointe on the boards. Up to the line is Bridgman at center. In with Kelly on his left. Bridgman still hangs on to it. A weak shot steered away by Bromley. The Canucks shoot it back to center. Gradine tried to set it up on the left side. That didn't work for Fraser. Mano tucked it back in his own zone for Lindgren. Mano again from the left side into Gradine. Gradine just throws it by its center ice. It was stopped at the Philadelphia line. And Jimmy Watson comes back down the ice for Kelly. Kelly couldn't get through at the Vancouver blue line. Here's Fraser in with Blight. They're over the line. It's into the corner where Robbie Moore just played it off the boards. A long shot by Lindgren is stopped by Moore easily. The Canucks keep it in. There's a penalty coming up now. Watson went after the Vancouver player along the boards.
Well,
and I think Watson is going off. Thomas Gradine, number 23, Vancouver, penalized, high sticking. They call it with 1:24 left of the period. Face off just outside the Philadelphia line. Gillis couldn't come up with it. Clark does for Philadelphia. And Leach fell down. He got back up again to get a shot away. That's stopped by Bromley. And Gillis tried to clear it off the glass, got it a little too high, and it's into the crowd.
Bob, it's very important right now that the Vancouver Canucks keep the Flyers off the scoreboard for the rest of this period. The last thing you want to do is go into that dressing room 2 goals down. You know, they've gotten one back. Let's not cough up another one. So this is a key minute and 11 seconds we've got here.
Gradine of Vancouver is off for high sticking. Philadelphia with a man advantage, and it's 2-1. The Flyers leading. This is the 3rd game of the best of 3 as McLeish goes across the line. He stops, takes a look around into the corner for Clark. Bobby Clark to the other side to Leach, back to Barber with a minute left of the period. That's Leach, back to Barber again. Barber took a shot, and that hit the side of the net. It bounced over to Leach again. Back to Barber. Will he shoot it again? He does, and Bromley is down, hanging on to it in the goal crease with Clark looking for the rebound. 47 seconds left in the opening period. Philadelphia 2, Vancouver 1. Gradine of Vancouver is off for high sticking. Philadelphia on the power play. Every man up. Bobby Clark into the face-off circle. He got the draw. Leach gets it back to Barber. Barber gets set into Leach. He's on a bad angle. There's the shot. It hit a leg, and it's cleared right away. Snap took that shot on the leg. Right in front of it. In the center ice area. It's Daly having to go back in his own zone for McLeish. McLeish, a rink-wide pass, didn't hit Leach. And Barber circles at the Philadelphia line. Coming out, he nearly lost to DeLever at center. Leach carries on. In on the wing goes Bobby Clark. Cutting for the net. Around the net he goes. Clark gets it back out front of McLeish. McLeish over on the other side. Here's Daly getting set. A shot. That went by everybody and the net. And the Canucks clear it out to center ice as the horn goes to end the first period. The shots on goal were by Vancouver 15 and by Philadelphia 10. And the score, the Philadelphia Flyers 2, the Vancouver Canucks 1. As we go into the second period, Vancouver will be shorthanded. Thomas Gradine has 36 seconds left in his high-sticking penalty. So it'll be Clark, Leach, and McLeish up front for Philadelphia. Jim Watson and Daly on the defense. That's Watson with it. He comes to center ice. Across that red line, played it up where Gillis stopped it and hooked it back down the ice. 25 seconds left in the Vancouver penalty. This is Daly for Philadelphia. He's starting out in front of the goal. The play on the left side, and Watson comes to center. Watson's pass to Bobby Clark going in. Clark cuts for the net, changes his mind, comes back near the line where Daly gets ready for Clark again. Clark rolls it in front, gets another shot himself, another heavy score. Leach was right on the doorstep, and Bromley had no chance at all. He had the puck behind him before he knew what had happened.
Well, that high shot hit Reggie right in the chest, and it bounced right down at his feet. And here you're going to see the puck being moved around by the Flyers. Clark just fires one. The puck was on its edge. It hit Reggie in the chest, knocks it down, puts it in the open net. What a break for the Flyers.
There's Clark with a shot. Now watch it.
It's going to come back to him again. See how it's on its edge?
Number 27, Reggie Leach.
And he makes no mistake. Another power play goal.
Number 19, Rick McLeish. Along with number 16, Bobby Clark.
34 seconds, the time of the goal. And it's 3-1, Philadelphia. Holmgren is in on the right side, but the Vancouver Canucks bring it out to the line. At center, Pitt Martin gets started. He was skated off the puck. Now here's Lindsman, and can he go? He was bumped at the far side, and the Canucks go in. Martin's drive, the rebound, and Robbie Moore got his right arm up to stop the shot quickly. Settlbauer standing right in front of the net, but it's Philadelphia coming up with it. Lindsman clearing it up to Holmgren at center and hopped away from him. Played back in. Vancouver trying to stay on top of Philadelphia inside the line. McLarty lost it, and Lindsman going in with Barber. Lindsman going right in on goal to Barber. And there's Bromley reaching for it, and he got his hand on it in time, and I thought Barber had his second goal.
Very close. There, a good example of the great speed that Kenny Lindsman has. He just broke down that right wing of the 2-on-1 break. There you're going to see him grab that puck down the right side. Now Barber is with him, and Settlbauer is doing an excellent job trying to get back in the play. Somehow Barber fans on the puck. Brownlee ends up with it. Big play in this game so far. You don't know, right now, Bob, the Flyers have had 2 goals and 3 power play chances. The Vancouver Canucks unable to get anything going on the power play. That's been the key so far.
They've had a 2-man advantage on a couple of occasions in the first period. Something like a minute and a half or more.
Minute and 41 seconds altogether, and couldn't get anything by Robbie Moore.
That's Bridgman, number 10 for Philadelphia. Got the draw, but right on it is good enough. Good enough along the board, starting away. And Vancouver to center. It's Gradin trying to stick handle his way through. He was stopped on the left side. Now it's centered. Gradin couldn't get in front in time as Fraser tried to set him up. Bathe went over to take a swing at it. Bridgman couldn't move it out against Fraser, who played it back at the net. Bathe was thrown into the boards rather heavily back there. It's kept in by Steps at the line. No, it was just out over the line and offside at the Philadelphia blue line. There's Gradin being knocked to the ice. And Gary, they're showing signs now of wanting to forget the hockey for a second and do a little grabbing and pushing.
Well, Gradin certainly did throw a good check against Frank Bathe behind the net. All right, let's have a look, see where all this happens. Now, watch Gradin. What a super hit on Frank Bathe.
You like that, Gary?
Oh, I love that. Now, somebody hits Gradin because Fraser and Bathe get into it and end up with penalties, but a real good hit.
Bathe and Fraser for slashing at 1:56 of this second period. So again, the teams are 5 aside, and it's 3-1 Philadelphia. That's Daly in the Philadelphia zone, starting away. A long pass went by Leach down the ice. This could be icing with Jerry Gillis back for it. It is called icing, and back it comes into the Philadelphia zone.
Well, you know, Vancouver, they're 2 goals behind, and just like a situation in the beginning of the first period there when they're 2 down, they battled back, and you know, that somehow somebody's got to get them going again and get a goal in there.
The Vancouver Canucks have had a great series. I don't care what anybody says, and this game is not over. They're in there. They want it.
Well, like Ron Lever had said, you know, we came all this way and we're going to give it our best shot.
This is Mano coming back to center ice. Mano at his own line. He fooled Leach, but then he passed it back and it went through Lindgren. Lindgren got back. Leach nearly got loose down to the right side of Bromley. They hold it on the boards and they get a whistle in the Vancouver zone to the right. Gary Gillis again playing on the left side with Lever and Gassoff in this hockey game. And they're hoping that he can get something going. A minute and 27 seconds left in the penalties. Bathe and Fraser. Minor penalties for slashing. So they're 5 aside. This is Mano in his own zone. Mano's pass comes up near the line. Lever has it now. He comes through at center ice. This is Lever cutting in. He tried to go all the way, and Daly took it away. Daly coming from Clark to center. Daly on the right side, and here's Leach going in. And a nice save by Bromley on that hard shot by Leach. Back for Vancouver through center. The pass to Gillis. Gillis on a bad angle, can't shoot it. Daly took him in on the boards. And Clark coming out in front of his own net. Here's Bobby Clark weaving his way to center ice. And how great he is. Here's Clark going in, setting it up. And the shot is stopped by Bromley. Clark set it up beautifully, though. He's a picture to watch, Gary.
Oh, absolutely. One thing about him, he can pass to both wings, but when he's playing with Reggie, most of the passes always go to Leach. Now you can see Brownlee coming out, cutting down the angle, just gets a pad on it. Good save on Leach. And the way he shoots the puck, I'll tell you, we've seen in this series so far how dangerous he is when he gets into that scoring zone.
39 seconds left in the penalties. They're 5 aside. It's 3-1. Philadelphia leading Vancouver in this third and deciding game of the series. Back of the net. Vancouver organizing. In the corner goes Odlefson, gets the pass. Comes near the line, but it's knocked down by McLeish. And he shoots a high one back in. Coming back is McElhargy. He couldn't stop the play. It came right in front, and Settlebauer was there. Now DuPont took a shot, stopped by Bromley. Philadelphia keeping it in. Bromley going down to clear it for Settlebauer coming out. Here he is up to center. Settlebauer shoots along one end. It bounces in front of Moore, and he kicked it off to the left side. DuPont's pass outside the line stopped, but McLeish took it away from McElhargy. The penalized player's back on. Odlefson got back to break it up. And Vancouver Canucks back to center ice. Odlefson got away from a check going in, but it was offside at the Philadelphia blue line. Tonight's Stanley Cup playoff game is coming to you from the Spectrum in Philadelphia. The face-off coming up just outside the Philadelphia line. Here it is. Linsman with a draw, but Vancouver pick it up right away, and Sneps shoots it in wide. In the corner, Jimmy Watson for Philadelphia trying to bring it out, and it's called. Some sticks swinging just inside the blue line, and I think we're going to have more penalties here at the 4:17 mark of the second period. Pitt Martin, number 7, going off for Vancouver. So far, the Philadelphia gate is not open. It will be, of course. And there goes Linsman.
You know, Bob, both teams have been very chippy tonight. Certainly not hesitating and roughing it up at every opportunity.
There's Linsman. He's got a great future with this Philadelphia team.
Well, you know, when he first came to Philadelphia, he only lasted 11 games, and I never thought he would ever make it. But since his return, he's done a tremendous job. And his speed, when he gets rolling, watch out. You know, the defensemen, they have to back in on him. They can't make the play.
4:17. Martin of Vancouver, Linsman of Philadelphia. Here's Watson going to the far side. Down the left wing he goes. Jimmy Watson is stopped at center, and back for Gradine going in, shooting one. And Moore blocked that shot. It was high and it was right. Bobby Clark being watched by Gradine. Swings away from him. Gives it to Daly and goes to center, looks for the pass. Up over the line, Clark stops. Rink-wide pass to Watson, and his shot is gloved by Bromley. Clark after it in the corner. Falling, got the pass in front, and Bromley had to be careful with that shot off Leach. Clark is always dangerous. Even when he's falling, he can set it up as he did there. Nearing the 6-minute mark of the second period, Philadelphia 3, Vancouver 1. And there's the shot, a hard shot off the post by Fraser. He really let that one go and knocked it off the post, and it just skimmed off to the far corner. Back for Philadelphia, and Daly took a shot. That was tipped in front by McLeish. That was very dangerous, and finally, it goes flying over the glass into the crowd.
Great action, and you know, when, in this game tonight, the coaches trying to match lineups, lines, line against line. It's very difficult with all these penalties we had tonight. Very seldom have teams played at full strength. As we see Pat Quinn looking on. But I talked to him before the game, and a couple key points that he made. One thing, we have to watch the retaliation penalties. That was number one priority on his mind.
He impressed me. He was so cool before the game.
Oh, he said he's shaking like a leaf. The big decision was to Robbie Moore, you know, wondering if he made the right decision.
It comes to Barber. He took a shot, it hit a leg. Dupont fed it in on the boards back of the goal, and Mano for Vancouver takes his time, comes out in front of the net. McLeish is watching him, and he got away from him and went to center. Hooked it in on the backhand off the boards back of the net. Moore out of the goal to clear it into the corner. Lapointe put it over there. Vancouver now forechecking. This is something they were doing very well in the first game here, and it's been rather absent tonight.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, we're going to see a close call on Robbie Moore when Fraser lets a shot go. Let's have a look at the far goal post. There it goes, right up on top, actually right on the crossbar. That had Robbie Moore beat cleanly had that been on the net.
Vancouver trailing by 2 goals. Trying to get it going here now as Moore goes down to stop the Mano shot. It's off to Barber at center, and down he goes. Over the line was stopped. The point tried to pick it up. Barber pushed it in front, and the Vancouver Canucks start back again to center ice. This is Lindgren moving in with a long shot, and Moore blocked that. Gillis on the boards. He was stopped right away by Barber. And Philadelphia back down the ice as Dupont, the penalized players, back on. Here's McLeish taking a shot. That was blocked in front of Bromley. Philadelphia keep the heat on. A pass went by Barber. Gillis went after it in the corner. Cleared it over for Mano. He couldn't pick it up. Bridgman kept it in. Philadelphia's Kelly dancing into the corner. Kelly around the net, centered it. And it went by everybody in front of Bromley. The Canucks back to center. Pitt Martin stopped by Kelly. And it's Lindsman. He was stopped. Settlebauer didn't shoot it. Here's Pitt Martin letting it go. The rebound. And it's knocked away with Moore coming up big again on a shot from close in. Pitt Martin made a couple of great moves. Mano around the net and Kelly after him. Gillis couldn't move it out. Philadelphia. Kelly got in front of the net. And it went by. There's going to be a penalty. Somebody was grabbed in front of the net.
With the Flyers power play here, let's watch for Barber again, right in the center.
7:11, the time of the penalty to Kearns of Vancouver. Power play for Philadelphia. They're leading 3-1. Barber's pass went in front, but the Canucks right on it. And Sneps cleared it down the ice. Moore 15 feet out to stop it. This is Barber with Leach coming out with Clark on his left. Leach stepping in over that Vancouver line. Looks for Clark in front of the net. It's Barber stopping it up the blue line in front of Clark. And he was covered in time, and down the ice it goes. A minute and a half left in the Vancouver penalty. They're nearing the 8-minute mark of the second period. And here's Bobby Clark down the right wing. Up over the Vancouver line. Clark does not shoot it. Still into the corner with it. Around on the boards, it comes back to Barber. Barber waits. In on the right side for Leach. Over on the other wing. Daly took the shot. Ripped it wide. Leach now gets set. In back of the net for Clark to Leach again. It comes to Barber. Barber gets set. A weak shot. Deflected in front, though, and Bromley had to cover up. Here's Barber winding up shooting. A low shot in wide. Philadelphia with tremendous pressure on Vancouver now. And finally, the Canucks relieve that pressure and clear it down the ice. 44 seconds left in the Vancouver penalty, and here come the Flyers again. They will not let up. They're leading 3-1. It's Daly going in after Bromley, bumped them lightly, and the Canucks will clear it down the ice. 25 seconds left in the penalty as Lapointe picks it up, and here he comes. The pass on the wing. Here's Gorance going in. Gets set for the drive. Scores! Gorance took the shot and hit Bromley, but he couldn't find it. And it dribbled over the line on a power play goal, and it's 4-1.
Well, that's been the difference again, the power play, and this one here, Tom shot that one from well out. I guess he was just over the blue line, about 2 strides. It went off the right pad of Brownlee through his legs, but anytime you shoot that puck on the net, you just never know what's going to happen. Now the Vancouver Canucks certainly have a hard job ahead of them, trying to get back into this game.
8:53, the time of the goal. Gorance, a hard shot just inside the line, and it's Philadelphia 4, Vancouver 1. Here's the pass to Kelly. Kelly going in all alone, right in on goal, and he stopped this time by Bromley, who held his ground and made a big move on Kelly.
Just a great save by Bromley. You know, if the Flyers were to blow it out, it could have been with that one. But let's watch the Flyers break up the ice. Gorance gets it on his own blue line. He's thinking shoot all the way. Now Bromley should have had that one. He shouldn't have blew that one. And then just a few minutes later, Kelly will move in. And he makes up for it here by sprawling, coming up with a pad save.
That was a big save. Kelly breaking loose and going right in on top of the netminder. And this time Kelly feeds a pass in front of it, ends up in the crowd behind the Vancouver goal. Look at Mel Bridgman, number 10.
You know, one thing that the Flyers have done...
Well, we thank the Spectrum for that recognition. It's nice to be here always. It's a great hockey stadium, the Spectrum. I just love the fans here, Gary.
Great fans.
They're right into it. And Philadelphia rewarding their fans now. Here's Lapointe shooting one. And Bromley being peppered with shots now. Made the save. Pitt Martin outside his own line to center ice, and Kelly broke it up. Kelly takes his time, played it up on the right wing. Bridgman carried over the line, had his stick lifted, and it snaps, playing it ahead for Gillis. Gillis on the right wing. Down goes Kozak, and he was stopped. It's cleared back down the ice by Philadelphia. This will be called, I think, icing. It'll come back into the Flyers zone. With a score, Philadelphia 4 and Vancouver 1. This is NHL 79. From the face-off, it's cleared right in on the net. Moore tipped it away at the halfway mark of the second period. Here at the Spectrum in Philadelphia, 4-1, the Flyers on top of Vancouver Canucks in this third and deciding game. Bathe played it to center ice, still chopping at it. And Bradeen bumped along the boards, couldn't get very far. It comes to center again, and Philadelphia shooting it in. Holmgren got his stick there. He's in against Fraser, around the net. He centered it right back in for the score. Al Hill getting the backhander up high, and now it's 5-1.
Well, Harry Neal before the game told me what he's worried about is guys like Holmgren and Bridgman who are strong and tough to knock off the puck. And there you saw Holmgren. He did all the work carrying that puck around behind the net. Fed it to Hill, who ends up with a goal. But you know, when you can control that puck, don't give it away, make the good play, that's where goals result from.
Assist number 17, Paul Holmgren.
Gary.
Along with number 20, Jimmy
Blake
Watson.
Dunlop got inside and he hooked it up.
27 seconds.
He and Hill, not to make excuses, but so much alike. 32 and 37, but we're not going to take that away from Dunlop. A great goal, a high backhander into the top corner, and the time on that scoring play was 10 27.
Thank you for replays. Get to see the whole thing again. Well, they've worked hard, the Flyers. You know, they knew that they were up against a very pesky club in the Vancouver Canucks, and it's taking a tremendous effort to get into this 4-goal lead.
And now Holmgren called for charging at 10:37. But it's, you talk about an uphill battle now for Vancouver, down 5-1 right here in this building.
Well, they've had trouble on the power play. Let's face it, they have all kinds of chances to score goals, but trying to get the right man on the point, that's been the key, and Vancouver hasn't found him so far.
This is Lapointe. He missed Barber with the pass and went behind Barber. Vancouver now with an opportunity on the power play, and they're starting out. The play from Lindgren to center to Mano, tipped in by Lever, but it's broken up just inside the Philadelphia line, and they send the Vancouver Canucks back for it. The pass up on the right side, and here they come again, but it's broken up by Bobby Clark. And again, the Flyers in where Mano starts it out. With Settlebauer to center, his pass to Lever in on the wing. Long shot by Martin was tipped away and up over the glass behind the Philadelphia net. 8:40 left in the second period. Holmgren has 1:17 left at his penalty.
Well, the Vancouver Canucks certainly really need his goal scoring, and unfortunately, you know, it hasn't come in this series, and that's too bad. A guy has a year like he's had and just can't get it in the playoffs. And when you depend on somebody, boy, oh boy.
That's Lever, number 9, but out of the net is Robbie Moore to play it down to center ice. Clark nearly caught up to it, then he nearly had it handed to him by Mano. But the Canucks on this power play go to center. This is Lever up over the line. He's not flying by Dupont. Coming back is Barber. One man back there. Barber pushed away by Mano. The defenseman making a good play on Bill Barber. Now in front of Bridgman. He fanned on the shot. Never got good wood on that as the Canucks were weak in clearing it. Lever dropped it back to Settlebauer. He gave it a good enough, and his shot up high off the glass behind the Philadelphia net. Settlebauer centered it, and Moore came sprawling out of the net after making the save, and he knocked it away. Here's Mano getting set. His pass to good enough. Good enough, failed to set it up. And it's Gorence racing away again for Philadelphia. Up with Bridgman. Near the Vancouver line. Gorence might go all the way. He spun around and knocked down. And Lever played it up to center. 10 seconds left in Holmgren's penalty. 5-1 is the score. Philadelphia leading in this third game. Back for Vancouver. Up over the Philadelphia line is Mano. He tried to go in and went through his skates. Holmgren is back on. The Flyers killing another penalty. They're at full strength again. The puck is still inside the Philadelphia line. Now Lindsman tossed the pass through the middle. No one was there. Kearns trying to play it back in and went by Fraser. And now Blight overskates into the center ice area. McLeish was stopped. Now McLeish picking it up again, getting it away from Fraser. He spun around in his own zone, but it's tossed out by Daly. Down goes Lindsman. He couldn't go by Kearns. And Vancouver just shoot it down the ice. Blight racing in after it. But the Canucks back, or rather Flyers back first. And here they come. Led by Leach to center. He fanned on the first attempt and then shot it into the corner wide of the net. Kearns on the boards. McLeish stopped it with a shot. That hit a player in front of Gary Bromley. In the center ice area, it's been all Philadelphia now in the second period. With 6:20 remaining, they're changing as the play goes on, and it's 5-1 Philadelphia. Holmgren stopping it again and shooting it back into the Vancouver zone. Kearns back of the net. He's stopped. Now Blight, he can't move it out. Kearns got it in front of his own goal, and it skated away to center ice. Fraser couldn't come up with it. Once again, the Vancouver Canucks forced back in their own zone. Philadelphia staying right on top of them now. They're not allowed to move. McElhargy goes behind the net. He's stopped by Dunlop. Dunlop into the corner, stopping with it. Gave it to Hill. He was knocked down. Bromley comes out of the net to scoop one away and clear it up on the left side. Fraser can't move it out. He put it right back of his own net where he has it now. This is Fraser. He couldn't clear it outside the line. Philadelphia really giving Vancouver and Gary Bromley fits now inside the Vancouver line. 5 minutes and 15 seconds left in the second period. Philadelphia leading at 5-1. Here's a chance in front of the weak backhander by Gassoff, and Robbie Moore going down to hang on to it. This Stanley Cup playoff game is coming to you from the Spectrum in Philadelphia. Face off deep in the Vancouver zone to the left of Bromley. This time, Vancouver's Thomas Gradin with the draw, and it went back of the net, and he's on it quickly. Here he comes. This is Gradin skating across the line. Passed it off on the right side, handed back to him, and hopped over to stick, though. Mano went in with a shot. Fraser went after the rebound on the other side, getting it back to Lindgren. His drive was tipped away from Moore. He's out of the net, back of the goal, but it's cleared off on the right side. And Leach is up to center ice with Clark tipping it in the zone. Leach is in first, overskates it. Gradin took him in on the boards back of the net, but Clark gets it back where Daly stopped it up the line. Now Daly winds up, passes it off to DuPont, took a shot, and Bromley stopped that. Clark set him up again back near the point. DuPont kept it in, but this time the Canucks will bring it out. Gradin in the center ice area. In on the wing goes Lindgren. He dropped it back, a quick shot in wide to the Philadelphia net. On this side, it's fired by McElhargy, and it hit Leach, and he's racing away. Upended. There's going to be a penalty now. McElhargy will get the gate for hooking, no doubt about that, as Leach tried to break away from him.
Well, he had him beat, and McElhargy tied them all up and ended up taking a penalty for it. But, you know, Leach has very deceptive speed. It doesn't look like he's moving out there, but just try to catch him one time. There you see Leach trying to get away, and McElhargy, he has him covered pretty good there. As you know, Jack McElhargy was once a member of the Flyers, and real team man, tough competitor.
51 seconds. Jack McElhargy, Vancouver 2 minutes.
16:51, the time of the penalty. McElhargy for hooking, and now each team has been assessed 20 minutes in penalties. But it's been all Philadelphia, and I suppose, as you pointed out earlier, Gary, probably because Vancouver could do nothing with their power play opportunities.
Well, you know, you're going to get so many chances every game, Bob, and you have to capitalize on those chances.
This is McLeish wheeling around inside the line. Barber with that great shot, remember, gives it to Lindsman. Over on the other side for Daly. Now it goes right in front of McLeish, and he was stopped by Bromley. Barber gets it off the boards. Barber hands it in to Lindsman. Back to Barber. Can he keep it in? No, it hit his skate and bounced to the center ice area. Now it's played back over for Lindsman, but intercepted by Sneps. And Vancouver sending Philadelphia back. Philadelphia with a man advantage, and coming out is Lindsman, and can he go to center? He couldn't control it. It's across the line for McLeish. He cleared it in off the glass. Sneps went after it. On the corner, he took it away from Barber. Barber still fighting for it, but it's cleared to center ice. Back for it is McLeish. Bridgman just played it ahead, and here's Lindsman again, dropping it back to Holmgren. And a hard shot missed on the short side, but not by very much. Standing to the side of the net, Barber gets it back for Daly. Daly gets set. Passed it over in front to McLeish. He put it behind Barber, and back there is Kearns. The Canucks will clear it this time, coming to center ice. Going in is Lever. He was stopped just inside the line and knocked down, and back for Holmgren and Barber. Barber up over the line, gets in front, lost control of it. Jerry Gillis gets it ahead for Odlefson. He played it back in his own zone with 28 seconds left in the penalty to McElhargy. And a minute and a half left in the period. 5-1 Philadelphia. The Canucks just play it around inside their own line now. And here they come. Up to center is Lindgren near the line. He falls, and Lapointe takes over for Philadelphia. Racing back to center. Lapointe up over the line. Now he stops outside the line and left it for Holmgren. Holmgren coming in with DuPont on his right. didn't make the play, and Gillis just played it down on the wing. This is a break, but offside with 1 minute and 5 seconds left in this second period. Let's go down to Steve Armitage.
Thank you, Bob. Coming up during our second period intermission, we'll have a special playoff report from Buffalo, that big game this afternoon. Gary Dornhofer will be talking to the Flyers' Tom Gorntz, and Howie Meeker will be along with his highlights.
Okay, Steve, 1 minute and 5 seconds left in the second period. Philadelphia up by 4 goals. 5-1 the score. Vancouver, good enough. Left it near his own line on the play for Snaps to center ice. And Philadelphia checking closely now, just watching every move. Played high on the glass on the far side. Tossed ahead by Odlefson. That didn't work, and Vancouver has to come back again. Good enough. A play ahead to Snaps. Snaps the pass near the blue line. Martin fed it ahead to Odlefson. It comes back to Settlebauer and Robbie Moore. They love him here in Philadelphia. He just held his ground and cut the angle. He's only a little fellow, 5'5", but he pulled up his right shoulder and made the stop and held on to it. Take a look at it again and watch Robbie Moore now. As the play comes up over the Philadelphia line, and Settlebauer with a good shot. It's rising. And there. Covered all the way. 34 seconds left in the second period. Face off to the right of the Philadelphia net. Hit Martin, number 7, into the face-off circle against Mel Bridgman of Philadelphia. And let's see, no, I thought maybe yes. Bridgman is waved out. And Big Daly comes in against Pitt Martin. This time it's dropped in. It comes right back to Settlebauer, and a great save by Moore as he moved to the far side quickly. 25 seconds left. Odlefson took a high shot and went up over the glass to the right of the Philadelphia goal and into the crowd. Odlefson on a bad angle, really, but he just golfed at it anyway, and it was rising all the way. Missed the net by a couple of feet and up over the glass. 25 seconds left in the second period. Philadelphia taking it right to the Canucks in the second period and leading 5-1. Daly's pass down across the line. Odlefson got back to break it up. Now he moves it up on the right wing. Here's Snaps coming through with it. He shoots it in wide. Moore reached up and pulled it down and gave it to Kelly. Kelly on the left wing boards with 4 seconds left. 2-1. There's a quick shot. Went through the crease and wide of the net as the horn goes to end the second period. Players from both teams coming on, just a little pushing and shoving and a few words, nothing more than that. The shots on goal in the second period. Philadelphia out shooting Vancouver 12-11. They're all on the ice now. Both benches emptied. And again, I think the linesman and the referee were in there rather quickly. Now the big hand you hear is Robbie Moore, who's skating down the other way and going off. He's gone to the Philadelphia room, and that's the cue for everybody else to leave. You see the players now going to their respective dressing rooms. And so the score at the end of the second period is Philadelphia 5 and the Vancouver Canucks 1. And down there, they drop it in for the start of the third period. 5-1. Philadelphia. Here's Snaps in his own zone. Lobbed it in front of the net. Kelly was dangerously close to knocking that one down. Kozak tried to move it out. Kelly is all over him. Vancouver having some difficulty now. Good enough. Goes in back of Gary Bromley. Being watched by Goran standing in front. The pass was a neat one to Gradin, but still inside the line. Snaps to Gradin. Hopped over his stick. Outside the line, Watson for Philadelphia. Couldn't break up the play, and Gradin stopping just over center. It's knifed into the zone by Fraser. Here's Daly, and he was bumped by Fraser. Gorentz, Gradin going in trying to stop him. It's cleared down on the right side. Here's Bridgman in, dropping it back, but right to Fraser of Vancouver. Back for the Canucks to center ice. Kozak trailing. The long shot is gloved by Moore, and he played it up near the Philadelphia bench as they were changing as the play continued. This is McIlhargey. A rink-wide pass over on this side. Gassoff left it there. Now they get it across the line. Jerry Gillis poked it to center, and it's cleared in by Vancouver. Gassoff going in after it around the net. He centered it, just missed Gillies. And Lever tried to tip it and failed to make connection. Moore up on the boards. It comes near the line again. And Bobby Clark for Philadelphia in for McLeish. He fell and couldn't find it. McLeish got back up. Clark is watching the play along the boards just inside the line. And it's Gassoff for Vancouver. Starting out is McElhargy. Down to the left side, McElhargy to center. Comes up over the Philadelphia line. He dropped it back and McLeish intercepted. And he just fed it down the ice. It goes all the way. It will be icing as they near the 2-minute mark of the third period. 5-1 Philadelphia. Gary, they're calling this young man the most exciting thing that has hit Philadelphia in a long time, Ken Lindsman.
Well, one thing about Kenny, he can really skate, and you know, when you watch him out there, defense just shudder just because of his speed.
Lindgren passed it over on the far side for Mano. He played it into the Philadelphia zone. The Flyers back. This is Daly back of the net. Up on the right side, it's cleared down to center ice and back for Pitt Martin. Martin across the line for Settlebauer. He was knocked down, and Daly nearly put it on the Canuck stick, but he finally recovered and cleared it to center. Here's Lindsman. He tried to go into Barber. He scores! Lindsman broke loose in front, and we were just talking about the moves he had, and he stopped dead in front, and the puck trickled on to Barber.
Again, it's that speed, and Barber got a piece of it, and it just went over Brownlee's shoulder. Look at that puck control. Goes right through, and Barber and Brownlee will arrive at the same time, and you know, when you talk about breaks, here again, we're going to get a good view of it from behind the Canucks net. There goes the stick. But Barber doesn't need it anymore. The puck's in the net.
.305, the time of the goal. Barber with the backhander. From Lindsman and Daly. 3:05. Saw a sign there a moment ago from Dave Leonardi. Next uniform. He doesn't like these Vancouver uniforms either. You know, I agree with him. They got to change those for next year.
At least put a number on the sleeve so we can see it.
They don't have to change very much. They've got a great future, I think. A young team, youngest average age in the National Hockey League. There's Mano uncorking one from the blue line, stopped by Moore. Comes back to him again, but outside the line. Drop back for Lindgren. Lindgren up to center ice. Back to Lindgren again. Now on the left side, Mano comes to center with Pitt Martin, dragging it in with his skate. It's hooked away by Frank Bay, then down the ice it goes. Mano coming back for Vancouver. Back of the net. Nearing the 4-minute mark of the third period, 6-1. Philadelphia. That's Fraser being stopped by Lapointe. Lapointe kicking it ahead to center ice. And here comes Leach. And that hard whistling shot off the glass. And went up over the right shoulder of Gary Bromley. They're offside at the Vancouver blue line. Tonight's Stanley Cup playoff game is coming to you from the Spectrum in Philadelphia. Bob Cole along with Gary Dornhofer at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. As they near the 6-minute mark of the third period, Lapointe of Philadelphia is off for slashing. And it's 6-1, Flyers. The Flyers will clear it to center. Bridgman missed the pass. Vancouver on a power play, coming back is good enough, shooting it in, but Settlebauer was offside. You know, Gary, these two teams have to be tired, starting here in Philadelphia last Tuesday, out to the coast for Thursday, back again. Can you imagine all the arrangements that have to be made? Buses at the stadiums, out to the airport, aircraft, charters, back again. Where do we go after this? Nobody knows. Who wins? We go to New York. We go. What do we do?
That's right.
They're all over the continent. They have to be tired. It's amazing how they tie it all together. Here's good enough. Ahead on the wing for Gillis, going in. Right in front of the net, and Lever couldn't reach that one. Right in front of Robbie Moore. The Flyers knock it out to center ice. That's Gorens going over the line. He didn't get very far inside the Vancouver blue line. And now Lever's pass to center hit Gillis. Didn't see it. Bridgman fed it back in his own zone. Dupont looking for Bridgman, decides to throw it down on the boards, but it's called at the Philadelphia line offside.
You know, carrying that one step further, Bob, the Flyers, they lost at home here. They don't even have time to prepare, you know, what strategy they're going to use in Vancouver. By the time they get there, it's ready to play the next game. And, you know, when I look back now, Vancouver, they were in just a great position to eliminate the Flyers.
They nearly did.
Just 1 minute away from at least getting into sudden death overtime.
That's right. But Harry Neal pointed out the other day, he was saying that traveling the country from coast to coast, it's not very easy. They do it all season. Got to be tough. Must be worth 10 points.
I think so.
This is Gradin for the Vancouver Canucks. Back to the line. Kearns faked the shot. He looks for Gradin, but shoots it anyway. It's knocked down in front. Odlinson got it over the other way. It comes back on this side, and Frank Babe just reached out calmly and cleared it away. 35 seconds left in the Philadelphia penalty. Nearing the 7-minute mark as Gradin comes in front of his own goal with Odlinson. He'll give it back to him, I think, near center. There's the pass. Back to Odlinson, and he centered it. It went by McLeish, and then he picked it up, and again, he shoots it down the ice. 18 seconds left in LaPointe's penalty. 6-1 Philadelphia in this third and deciding game. The Flyers breaking it up, shooting it back into the Vancouver zone. Now LaPointe gets ready to step back on. He has 5 seconds left in his penalty. Coming in over the line, the Vancouver Canucks. Into the corner goes Mano. He stops in there. Now passes it over in front, and Bobby Clark just played it up to LaPointe, who's out of the penalty box. The team's at full strength again. Bromley nearly got caught out of the net. It was knocked down by Hill, but he couldn't get a shot away. He was covered too quickly, and they hold it on the boards just inside the Vancouver line, and it's called.
You know, I look at Clark, McClish, and Leach line out there. In the first 2 periods, they had 10 shots that line. And, you know, you wonder why Reggie scored so many goals. Well, all you have to do is look at his shot total. He's had 7 shots so far, and it seems like when Clark is carrying the puck, 3 out of every 4 passes go to Leach. He's a left-hand shot, very easy. Just throw the puck over and let Leach throw it. Shoot it on the net.
Kozak got the draw. He's on with Gassoff and Grisdale for Vancouver. It snaps ahead to Kozak. Up his own line, had some difficulty nearing center. Clark stole it for Philadelphia. In goes Hill, around the defense, ready and on goal, and Bromley reached out with a stick and cleared it away. Kozak passed it up to center, tried to catch up to it. He's across the line, in with Grisdale. That didn't work, and Philadelphia just checking closely now, and they just shoot it back down the ice. Leach went after it. He's offside, and it's called. I think we're getting another penalty on the play. The referee, Bob Myers, in there quickly, and you see the players gather around again. And just jawing, as they say, isn't it, Gary?
Oh, you talk the situation over, Bob, you know.
With a score, Philadelphia 6, Vancouver 1. This is Stanley Cup 79. Al Hill of Philadelphia and Lars Lindgren of Vancouver are off for slashing.
You know, that looks like a similar situation, you know, with Leach standing behind the face-off circle, just ready to unload one.
So let's watch Bobby Clark on this face-off. I can't understand how one player can be so good at face-offs. You would think that somebody would come up with some way to stop him, but Clark, what is he, 80, 90% on face-offs?
Oh, at least.
Well, let's watch this one.
He's the top face-off man on the Flyers. See, now he's got his choice. He can either draw it to Leach, or what he may do is just bump it against the boards there, so it'll go back to Rick LaPointe.
Let's watch carefully as Ray Scampanello gets ready to drop it in. Odlinson and Clark. Clark again. Back to Leach. Shot! Right on, and it's stopped by Bromley. Now Vancouver. Good enough. Over on the left side for snaps to center. Back to Good enough. Good enough shoots it in on the boards. Out of the net is Robbie Moore. Dupont goes in there to take it away from the goaltender. He gets it handed back to him. DuPont will go back of the net again with it. Leach back to DuPont. They bring it up to Clark at center ice. Clark looks for Leach. Couldn't get the pass through. And good enough. Hangs on to it. It's called on the offside. There's that face-off. He nearly did it all, didn't he, Gary?
Well, this gives you an example how important those face-offs are in your own zone. Of course, the game is out of hand right now, but look at the concentration. Clark controls it. He has Leach just positioned in a perfect spot. Of course, on that one, Reggie didn't get all of it, but the shot on that still resulted there. And you know what? I think even I could score some goals having Clark set me up like that all the time.
I'm sure you could.
Shaking your head.
No, I didn't shake my head. 6-1, Philadelphia over Vancouver, nearing the 9-minute mark of the third period. Jimmy Watson back of the net, stopping it there. Out on the left side, this is Lindsman. Can he pick up enough speed now to move with it? There he goes. Lindsman trying to go through, splitting the defense, but the puck went the other way. Now this is Settlebauer. He got across the Philadelphia line and skated off by Daly. Fell and nearly got a shot away, and this is Daly sweeping right back to center. The right wing pass for Holmgren, a little too far. Good enough for Vancouver. Off the boards, it comes near the line, and Odlefson looks for Settlebauer, decides to go with Good enough. Good enough in the center ice area. 35 seconds left in the penalties, nearing the halfway mark. Good enough with a weak backhander, and Moore knifed that away with the goal stick. Up on the boards, they try to hold it and get a whistle in the Philadelphia zone, but it squirts loose. And Daly just played it out over the line. They're going at slow motion now as the clock winds down and Holmgren goes in. He's in against McIlhargey. McIlhargey took him out of the play, checked him in on the boards. Bridgman went in to help against Gillis. Gillis got away from him, though. Jerry Gillis coming out. A pass ahead near the line. It's stopped by Bathe. The penalized player is back on, and they're at full strength again with 9:50 left in the third period. Coming in is Lever, just across the line, waits, hooked it off the glass into the corner, it went away from Gillis. Back of the goal, they center it, and Lever was too well covered. Here's Gorans, back of the net, coming out for Philadelphia. He's been strong tonight, but this time Lever skates him off the puck. Cleared back in by Vancouver. Lever shoving it to the corner, and around the net it goes. LaPointe for Philadelphia with Bathe. Bathe's pass up to Kelly. It hit him. Bathe was knocked down. The play is called. It hit a player at the Philadelphia bench.
There we see Frank Bathe. You know, he's spent most of the year in Maine, their farm club, but the Flyers have always been looking for a player to replace Eddie Van Impe, who was a great man around the net, clearing the front of the net. They think maybe he may be the answer, clearing in front of the net. But here we're going to see Frank down on the seat of his pants. That happens sometimes.
I don't remember Van Impe taking one of those.
No, not very often. But I'll tell you, Frank, he's a real competitor. You know, he doesn't move that puck that well. Not that great a stick handler, but he comes to play.
Thomas Gradine, number 23 for Vancouver. Kelly on it right away. Look at him go now. Bob Kelly played it up on the right wing. Then it's broken up near center ice by McIlhargey. Fraser ahead to Gradine, going in with Kozak. His shot wide of the net on the short side. Here's Kelly back down to center. Kelly shoots a high one into the Vancouver zone. Back of the net is Bromley, setting it up on the right side, and Kozak just shoots it to center ice. Gradine couldn't stop it. Now again, Kearns turning in the Vancouver zone. Down to center. The Flyers changing as the play goes on. Watson fed a pass ahead to Gorans. He swings back near his own blue line. Tom Gorans going through. On the left wing, he shoots it in behind the Vancouver net. It's 6-1 with 8:25 left in the third period. And Vancouver in complete misery now with the Philadelphia Flyers all over them. Up by 5 goals. Flyers in control. This is Gradine. A pass up on the left side. The Canucks start out across the line with Fraser going in. It's played for Gradine. He nearly got through, but Dunlop knocked it away. McLeish for the Flyers. Back of the net. He stopped by Gradine. Got it again. Played it into the corner, and now Philadelphia will clear. It comes out by Lindgren down the left wing. The Flyers going in. Hill couldn't get on track, just to the right of Bromley. And Vancouver just content trying to clear it out, but McLeish stopped it. McLeish gets it back to the blue line, and it came out across into center ice. Here's Dupont winding up. A high shot went in. Bromley gloved that and just tossed it off for Pitt Martin. Martin's pass nearly got in front of the Vancouver net. Here's Mano, stick handling out of his own zone. Fraser down to Pitt Martin. Martin going in, took a shot, and another great leg save by Robbie Moore as he shut out that right skate and stopped it. 7:05 left to play in the third period. Odlinson lost it. It comes right in front. He scored! A quick shot by Holmgren. He was all alone, and Gary Bromley, I feel sorry for him, Gary.
Yeah, it's been a tough night. The Flyers certainly have capitalized on every scoring chance they've had, and Barber picked up a loose puck behind the net. Vancouver a little careless, and Holmgren left all alone, and they just put it by Bromley on the stick side.
12:58, the time of that goal.
Flyers goal scorer by number 17, Paul Holmgren.
All right, let's see Holmgren. Look at how wide open he is. And snapped it.
No chance at all.
Looked like Bromley may have gotten a piece of it, but went behind the line.
That's about it. 7-1, Philadelphia. It's cleared in by Goodenough. Back of the net, the Flyers just playing out the third period now, up by 6 goals. And again, Moore always alert, stopped that quick shot along the goal line. Bays tried to dump it out. He did. It went by Barber, though. It hopped over to stick. Snaps for Vancouver for Goodenough. Out to the line. Here's Grisdale going down the right wing. Grisdale over the line, tried to drop it back. Had it knocked away. Odlinson was trailing the play. And Bays poked it up to center. Rink wide pass goes the other way. Holmgren cutting for the net again. He centered it, and Bromley decides to go down on it. He held it, and they get a whistle. This Stanley Cup playoff game is coming to you from the Spectrum in Philadelphia. 6 minutes and 16 seconds left in the third period. This is Bob Cole along with Gary Dornhofer in the broadcast booth at the Spectrum in Philadelphia, where the Flyers are leading the Canucks 7-1. Third and deciding game of this elimination round. Face off to the left of Bromley. And again, it's Hill looking around, shoots it in back of the net. This is Leach going after it. Leach stopped along the boards by Gassoff. He poked a pass to the far side, and Lever decides to shoot it in on the corner boards. Gassoff couldn't come up with it. Gillis did. He was knocked down. And again, Philadelphia shooting it down the ice. It goes on the net this time, and Bromley stopped it. McElhargy was forced to move quickly, and again, Philadelphia right in on top of him. Dunlop got it back to the line. Daly took a shot. That was blocked. And it's Lever breaking out one man back. He has Gassoff on his right. Lever to Gassoff, and he failed to hang on to the pass. He was in pretty good position, but couldn't hang on to it.
Been that kind of a night, Bob.
Nothing works. 5:23 left in the third period. 7-1, Philadelphia. Gillis shoots it in. Out of the net is Robbie Moore. Clearing it to the corner for Kelly. Kelly gave his man some trouble, and finally they move it up to the neutral zone. Vancouver regrouping. This is Fraser starting out. Fraser comes to center. He went by Gorence neatly. Down to the left wing, rolled it in front, but the Flyers are back, covering up. That's Bridgman. He lost it. Back of the net, Gradine. In front of Kozak, he scores! The quick shot went by Moore before he knew when it happened. Kozak scoring number 2 for Vancouver here at 15-11 of the third period.
You know, the player that I'm really impressed with is Gradine. He just looks, finds that open man. He sees Kozak just coming inside the right circle there and puts it by Robbie Moore. Look at the moves Fraser makes here. First he gets around Gorence, tries the same play by, around LaPointe, but he takes them, and then Gradine takes the puck away from Bridgman. And now he'll try to find that open man, finds them, Goal for Vancouver. Great play.
Back to the live action at 7-2 now in this hockey game. Philadelphia with a comfortable lead. Vancouver trying to get some more goals to make it a little closer. This is Fraser poking it to the far side. They have 4:20 remaining. Bradeen with that assist. He has 5 points in this series now. 4 goals and 1 assist. Not a bad output. That's Fraser, number 24, leaving it on the boards. It's cleared out to center ice. And coming on this side, Lindgren took a long shot. There's going to be a penalty to the Philadelphia Flyers on the play. Live from the Spectrum in Philadelphia, the Stanley Cup playoffs.
All right, let's watch what Brownlee does here to Kelly. Kelly going down behind the net, just gives him a little nudge. Let him know that he's there.
Kelly didn't like it.
And then Kelly retaliates with a slash. But most goalies, they like to get involved every once in a while too, Bob.
Your years in the National Hockey League, you didn't see goaltenders carry on like that.
Well, I'll tell you, I loved it though. You know, I recall those nights in front of the net, but I enjoyed every minute. The guy did that better than anything else.
Gary Dornhofer, you were a very important part of Stanley Cups here in Philadelphia. We all know that. 7-2, Philadelphia leading Vancouver with 3:45. Here's Gillis closing in, and he had that far side labeled, but just missed the post. Now it's Settlebauer trying to get loose, but McLeish comes up with it for Philadelphia. Lobs a high one down the ice with 3:30 remaining in the third period. That's Lever on the far side for Sneps. He didn't come up with it. Vancouver regrouping now. They have a power play, and it's Bradeen. He's been the standout for Vancouver in the series. Leaving it as Sneps near the line. Tried to hit Bradeen and went behind him. And LaPointe, number 5, along the boards for Barber. And that's tipped down the ice. And as Lever, the captain of the Vancouver Canucks, takes it back of the net, we now have 3 minutes to play in the third period. 7-2, Philadelphia. And here come the Canucks. It's Lever to center. Lever played one in on the boards. Bradeen is in first. He stops back of the net, but was covered by Jim Watson. Into the corner goes Settlebauer. Settlebauer and Sneps keep it in. But it's McLeish looking for the opening. Can't find it at the blue line. It comes out over the line anyway. And Lever has to wait for everybody to come back out. 2:30 remaining in this third period. And it's Settlebauer stopped just inside the line. Now it's played back in by Kearns. Back of the net is Robbie Moore. On the boards, Philadelphia trying to move it out of their own zone. Bradeen stopped the clearing play, but now a break. Coming down to center. Across the line is Gorance. He just comes back to center and decides to rag it a bit. Gorance again has it near his own line. Played it back to Bay. 2 minutes left in the hockey game. 7-2 Philadelphia. An errant pass up by Settlebauer. Rolled it back in front. Now Odlifson let it go, and oh! There is Robbie Moore showing that he can goal. Let me tell you, fellas, he got that arm out very quickly, and that was a good save, Gary.
He's got the quickness. Moose is giving him a few words of encouragement there, which he certainly doesn't need the way he's handled himself. Good passing play, but I thought that Bradeen, he could have probably shot it himself from that position. And there you see the quickness of Robbie Moore.
He's going to have to go with him in the next series, right?
Well, Pat said he has a gut feeling about Stevenson, that he still can help the Flyers, but with his performance tonight, I just don't know.
What are you going to do? There's Bays back of the net for Philadelphia. 1:40 left in the game. It's 7-2, Philadelphia Flyers over the Vancouver Canucks. This series going the limit, 3 games. Vancouver had come so close to pulling a major upset, and you would have to call it a major upset, I think. I don't want the people in Vancouver to jump me for that one now, but they finished far behind Philadelphia, and it would have been an upset, and they came so close.
Yes, they certainly did, and they had it right in their own building, just not quite good enough. But, you know, this is the 7th year in a row that the Flyers have reached the quarterfinals. Not a bad record.
Well, Vancouver will have some time to prepare for next year. They've got a great future. Here's Kelly breaking away. He's got some speed up. Can he go in? Shoots one. And it's stopped by Bromley on the short side. 1:20 left in the hockey game. 7-2 Philadelphia. It's golfed down the ice by Odlefson. Got to center where Bathe stopped it. Frank Bathe played it back in. Out of the net is Gary Bromley, stopping it behind the goal. And it's cleared by Goodenough into the corner. And here's Pitt Martin with a minute left to play. Pitt Martin up across the Philadelphia line. He centered it. Looks for the relay. Didn't come. Kelly intercepted it. He's breaking away all by himself. Kelly was stopped just inside the line. Now it's Bridgman circling at center with 45 seconds to play. Bridgman hooked a high one into the corner. Grisdale swinging out for Vancouver. Long pass went by Fraser down the ice. And with 30 seconds left, the fans on their feet now. Daly in his own zone, ragging the puck. Daly slapping it out to center. And it goes all the way down the ice. It'll be icing as Mano goes back to touch it. And 19 seconds left. You wouldn't know, but they're winning the Stanley Cup tonight. That's the way the fans are here in Philadelphia.
Well, at the beginning of the year, things weren't very rosy here, Bob, and the fans were very quiet. In fact, instead of cheering, there was a lot of booing going on. But the enthusiasm is back. The Flyers are ready to make a serious challenge. But I give the Vancouver Canucks a lot of credit. Even though the score is 7-2, they worked. Every single player went out there and tried as hard as they could. So let's congratulate them. And there's always next year.
Well said, and we'll second that one, Gary. They have nothing to be ashamed of. They provided us with a heck of a series. In this one against the Philadelphia Flyers, Lindgren behind his own net to Mano in the corner, and 5 seconds left. Listen to the countdown from the fans here at the Spectrum, and now it's over. And the Philadelphia Flyers have advanced to the Stanley Cup quarterfinals against the New York Rangers by defeating a stubborn and very game Vancouver Canucks Hockey Club. Gary Bromley and the Vancouver Canucks have done it all just about in this series. Fell short in this one, out of legs, out of gas. But let me tell you, they were pretty close to pulling that upset we talked about.
Well, one thing, Bob, the young fellows or the young players on Vancouver, they'll gain a lot of experience with this series. And, you know, you have to crawl before you can walk. So with a few extra players that they're going to get in the draft next year, you know, they'll make strides to getting very competitive.
You better believe it. And we look forward to watching Vancouver again with new uniforms next time. That's why not? Okay, the final score, Philadelphia Flyers 7 and the Vancouver Canucks